Breathtakingly beautiful, poverty-stricken, miserable. It's not difficult to understand why most descriptions of the plantation sector in Sri Lanka begin with similar cliches, for the tea country of Central Sri Lanka is indeed spectacularly beautiful and, sadly enough, one of the most impoverished areas in the country. Originally Tamils from India brought by the British to provide cheap labor on the estates, the plantation community forms nearly 5% of the population in Sri Lanka today.
From the beginning, estates were kind of a little empire themselves. Every estate had its own management. For generations, they have been living like that. So they were kind of a neglected lot, not totally mainstreamed into the rest of the citizens of this country because they didn't have voting rights and things like that.
This community in the past has been, neglected for a longer period. They have subjected to a social isolation, economically and politically also. The benefits of the development has not reached them fully.
Their situation is only marginally different today. Returning from their morning tea plucking shift, these ladies wait for the leaves to be sorted, weighed, and sent to the tea factory for processing, before they return for another grueling shift in the afternoon. They are paid anywhere between 290 and 400 Sri Lankan rupees for a day's work. The situation improved in the 1970s when the workers were granted Sri Lankan citizenship and the state took over some of the social welfare services. The situation is still far from perfect, though. Workers on many of the private estate holdings usually survive in small one-room structures with their entire families. Sanitation facilities are non-existent, and medical clinics are few and far apart, so that workers usually have to walk long distances to reach a health center.
என்ன பிரச்சனை தோட்டத்தில் கொழுந்து அவ்வளோ இல்லை
கொழுந்து இல்லாத டைமில் உங்களுக்கு சம்பளம் குறவு
சம்பளம் குறவு மற்றபடி கொழுந்து இருந்தால் தான் நாங்கள் வேலை செஞ்சு சம்பளம் எடுப்போம்
கொழுந்து இருந்தால் தான் வேலை செஞ்சு சம்பளம் எடுத்துக்கொள்ளுங்க
சம்பளத்துக்கு தகுந்த வருமானம் எங்களுக்கு கிடைக்காது எங்களுக்கு செலவு தான் அதிகம்
செலவு அதிகமாக இருக்குது பாத்ரூம்
வசதி இல்லைங்க
தண்ணி
வசதி இல்லை
வெளியில் இந்த கான்லாம் போகிற வசதி தண்ணி
இதில் இந்த இதில் தாங்க போகுது கொஞ்சம் நாங்களாம் கொஞ்சம் சரி பண்ணிக்கிட்டாங்க
அப்படிங்களா
The situation is slightly better on the relatively larger estates managed by the regional plantation companies. Welfare activities on such estates are managed by the Plantation Human Development Trust, a body with representation from the government, estate management, and trade unions. However, a lot more needs to be done. The plantation sector contributes to about 5% of the GDP of Sri Lanka and is one of the world's main producers and exporters of tea. And improving the lot of the plantation workers is important for the economy as well. To help improve the conditions in the estate sector, the government formulated the National Plan of Action in 2006 and focused on a range of issues including infrastructure, health, education, housing, gender equality, and human rights in the estate sector. Now UNDP is supporting the government to convert the NPA into a roadmap, which is simply a set of guidelines to put the NPA into practice. In short, a series of steps describing how the NPA can be implemented for the welfare of the plantation communities.
UNDP came into the picture on request of the government and supported the preparation of this National Plan of Action. Now the Plan of Action is available. Now we are supporting again them to translate this National Plan of Action into something called a roadmap.
UNDP is assisting us to formulate a roadmap. That is to make this national plan as an implementable one. Okay. So we will be addressing those critical issues and see how those objectives will be realized in the given target time. That is halving the poverty level by 2015 and making the people to be par on other communities. The third one is to enable these people to enjoy their political, social and economic rights.
The roadmap, costing about 90 million US dollars, is especially important for the UNDP and the UN system in Sri Lanka because of its relevance to the Millennium Development Goals.